What's up, guys? Average Kiwi Guy here. How y'all doing? So we had the Tokyo Final Fantasy XIV FanFest this weekend. A lot of new stuff, and this is like the big FanFest, especially before a new expansion drops. This is where they drop all the juicy stuff. So we've been looking forward to this one. We've been looking forward to it a lot, and each FanFest I've gone to over this sort of after the really on the announcement of Shadowbringers Forward, they've been dropping some really cool stuff. So we've been anticipating this one quite a lot, and they gave us quite a bit. They gave us quite a bit of stuff, mainly like where we're going. I think that was the big thing. There was sort of a little bit of debate like where we were going and stuff. They answered that, and amongst other things too. I know there are a lot of opinions out there on certain decisions that were made. Mainly to do with bunnies and stuff. We'll talk about that. We'll break it all down. We'll have a look at everything, and then we'll sort of have our opinions on stuff and all the rest of it. Okay. So, obviously, you know, the big thing of this is like the keynote. The keynote really lays down all the good stuff, all the juicy stuff, and then allows the other sort of events of the FanFest to kind of do what the hell they want and stuff. And I mean, the letter from the producer that sort of broke it down a little bit more. It explained when things were going to happen and stuff. So we've got our information now. We've got pretty much everything out of it. So first up, obviously, we had the new trailer, or the full trailer now. The way the trailers have been going with these releases is they sort of slowly added in scenes to these trailers. They finally gave us the full one. And this one, they really wanted to show where we were going. Where we're going, sort of these places, these cities that we're going to see and stuff like that. And they explained where we are going in the keynote. And that is, we are going to the First. Now, you may be like, what the hell's the First? The First is actually like an alternate world, or an alternate universe in a way. The way it works is with this whole the First thing and all that. So back in the sort of like the beginning in a way, Hydaelyn and Zodiac clashed. Boom, big light versus dark battle, all the rest of it. Hydaelyn shattered because of that fight, that battle. And shards of her scattered around, I guess, time and space. I'm not really sure how it all works in that sense, but these shards created new universes, and I guess in a ways new Hydaelyns and stuff. Like they were parts of her, so they're all connected. But yeah, and the place where we're at, the galaxy, so the universe that we're in the Source. So the Source, where the original one was, this is where the original fight was and the battle and all the rest of it. The First is one of the shards, and they created basically from that point on an entirely different universe in a way. Similar things, like everything's similar, but things progress differently. Different choices were made, different things were made. So, you know, alternate universe theory sort of thing. You know, we make one different decision, everything changes from then on. Sort of butterfly effect type thing. So, the First we have heard of before, mainly in the Warrior of Darkness storyline. The Warriors of Darkness that came to our world, they were from the First. And their world, in their world, they were the Warriors of Light. They were the guys. They were us. And they prevailed. They won. They beat the darkness. They beat the Ascians. They defeated the darkness completely. Only problem is now the darkness isn't there to keep the light in check, and the light is consuming everything. So their world is doomed in a way. Their universe is doomed. And I think they came, I'm trying to remember exactly how the story went, but they came here trying to figure out how to save their world and trying to save ours in a way. It was, yeah, a lot of stuff like that. And also a part of that story is that Minfilia, who had sort of become like a part of Hydaelyn and a part of, sort of like a herald of her sort of way, like she was connected to her, went to the First to help them, to help the Warriors of Darkness sort of get their world back, try and stop what was happening. So we know Minfilia in a way is there. So this woman that we're seeing that looks a little bit like Minfilia, we're not quite sure if it is her or not. I mean, Thancred says it's her. We know she's there. in a way. So it bodes well for that in that sense. So they showed us 2 places where we will be going. The Crystarium, something like that. I need to hear people saying it, I guess, to really get that the way it's said down. Essentially is a city built around the Crystal Tower, which is pretty cool. And it's basically built where Mordana basically is, like in that area. So like they also showed off the surrounding areas of that, like the zones that come off of the town, of the city, and that's basically where Mordana is. And it's like what it would have been if there wasn't a giant battle there and completely destroyed that area. So I think that's kind of cool. So we'll get to see places that, you know, the different decisions that were made in that universe, how it affected those areas. But Crystarium, beautiful city, really beautiful. Like crystals everywhere, these sort of glass domes in a way, all around. Sort of a greenhouse type look. Platforms everywhere, different parts, all up and down. Looks like big open areas. Definitely a cool place to sort of hang out in and things like that. Definitely will be our main hub, I think. I don't know if it'll be our late game hub, but I think it will be our at least our mission hub for the majority of things. I think that's where our sort of everything's going to operate out of there. So we'll come back to that quite a bit and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of, from the way it looked, it has some sort of steampunky kind of technology mixed in with the crystals and stuff like that. And then the giant crystal towers sticking out of the middle of it and everything. I like it a lot. I like the look of it quite a bit. So, and a lot of purple, a lot of sort of glowy, sort of crystal-y thing. Yeah. So we'll see how that all goes. Definitely, like, doesn't look like any of the other cities that we've had. It will be interesting to see how it all grows and changes. And I mean, apparently, like, different races have different names there. Like, for instance, Lalafels there, they're dwarves. They don't even look like Lalafels. They're like, well, they're like the same size, but they got giant helmets on and like these beard things. I don't know if they're beards or fake beards. We're not sure yet. But yeah, Lalafels in this world became dwarves. So that's the thing. And apparently they're going to be a beast tribe. So there will be differences, like in what they, you know, how they refer to different things. I think that's going to be used quite a bit. Yeah, like everything has a different name, so it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, Crystarium, beautiful. Looks really cool. Bodes well for the rest of the look of the expansion. Really does. Then they showed off another city called Ulmore. E-U-L-M-O-R-E. Very cool looking place. Basically, looks like Limsa mixed with the Gold Saucer. That's really what it looks like. This place is basically, these people that live there, they are resigned to the fact that the world is going to just die. They're resigned to the fact that everything will come to an end. So we're just going to have a giant party. But only certain people are invited. So they're like the aristocrat type dudes. And that's where we saw the fat cats. Fat Makotos look just lounging, grapes in the mouth, all the rest of it. No word on if you can actually make one, which seems to be a shame. I mean, WoW's letting you do it now, so maybe that will be a thing later on, I think, to sort of change the body type in that sense. But we'll see. It's a cool looking place. It really is, because it's like you got the sort of the glamorous, ostentatious sort of gold everywhere, blimps and stuff up the top, and then just slums down the bottom because they won't let certain people in. And the guys up top are hoarding all the resources, and the guys down the bottom clearly are not getting anything, and they're like just desperate to get in and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how the story plays out there, how we're all dealing about it. And also, apparently, this is where Thancred is fighting that sort of giant lion winged beast thing, which is pretty cool. So, Probably where we run into Thancred and stuff. It's crazy though, like, this is why I was so sure we were going to the Empire, was that, like, you bring in something like Gunblade, you'd think that would be where you learn to be a Gunblade? Is the Empire? But no, they're going a completely different way, which is interesting. So, I mean, does that mean that our friends are there? Like, that's where they're gone? Like, they exist in that world now? I don't know. Because we know Thancred's there because of the trailers, you know, and then how does that work with Yish and Urianger? Like, are they... Because their scene looks like they're in the 12's Wood. Like, it kind of looks like the 12's Wood, but that may just be the 12's Wood of that... of this world. I don't know. Also, the whole thing with him, with Urianger calling her Master Montoya. Her last name's not Montoya. I don't know if she takes the mantle, like say something happens to Master Montoya and yes, like in her, like, because she's basically like her mother in a way, sort of takes that mantle from her. I don't know. Or in this world, she is Master Montoya and this is World 1's Yish. I don't know if they're gonna go that way. I don't know if they're gonna be like, yeah, this is World 1 Yish, this is World 1 Urianger, this is World 1 Thancred. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do that. And I think the new patch coming up will hopefully explain a little bit of like where they are and what's happening to them. Because, I mean, their bodies are still in the source. They're still in our world. It's only their souls that have been taken to, I think, to the first. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. Because, I mean, you know, Urianger in that scene was a astrologian. So, I mean, I mean, they could easily change classes. I mean, freaking hell, Thancred changes classes every 2 seconds. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, the cities that they showed look amazing. They really do. They look super cool. I think also, like, if Ulmor ends up being Limsa, like where Limsa is, and they just turned it into that, because I mean those towers look so much like Limsa, like it looks blatantly like Limsa. So I'm seriously wondering if we are gonna go to places in that sense. I don't think they're gonna completely recreate Eorzea in this expansion in the first. I think we'll have set areas we can go to, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. It really is. I mean, everything's connected in a way. So we could have the first 12's Wood, the first Thanalin, the first Limsa. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. I'm excited for it though. I really am. I'm really excited for it. So yeah. So they really wanted to show off where we were going. So they explained all that. So that's super cool. Then they started talking about, I think, the stuff which got everyone riled up. So first up, Dancer. Yes, Dancer. Now, we've been expecting this. Like, there was like leaks ages ago, like before the first, or the sort of first series of FanFest that explained Shadowbringers and stuff, that Gunblade and Dancer were coming. Pretty much the leaks have been on point. Like, they theorized that it was going to be a healer, and I think everyone jumped onto that, like, oh, new healer, nice. And it makes sense. It makes sense, because we have so many different DPS classes. You would think that we would have a new healer coming, especially when we got a new tank. Personally, as a DPS, I was hoping for a healer, because then DPS queues come down, and there's more healers and tanks. Would have been a little bit nice, but no, that's not meant to be. Turns out she's going to be, Dancer is going to be a ranged DPS. Yeah. Basically like a Bard. I think this is like a Bard 2.0 in a way. I don't know if it's going to be better than a Bard, but they'll definitely have to be interested to see if there's any overlap in what a dancer does and what a bard does. As a bard main, I'm very interested in that. I really am. I mean, personally, like, I'm kind of glad because, like, in a way, I'm glad. Like I said, it would have been nice if they were a healer, and it makes sense if they would have been a healer, just because of the sheer amount of DPS, and I would have liked small DPS queues. But as a ranged DPS guy, like, I love ranged DPS. It's generally where I go when I make classes and stuff. So it's another one that I get to play, because if Dancer was a healer, I would not have touched it, because I don't play healer. I'm not a healer. Mad respect to all healers, to be honest. I could not put up with that stress. No way. But it's just, it was weird to me. It really was. And then as I thought about it more, and as I talked to some people and stuff like that, Dancer, like, people felt that Dancer was more of a support, not a healer per se. So maybe they ran into some problems of Dancer. I keep saying her, but it can be anything. You could have a freaking male row dancer. That's gonna be amazing, by the way. Seeing a male row spinning and twirling, it's gonna be amazing. But Dancer, they may have found a trouble of it having enough healing, so they may have gone, well, we're gonna have to go to a bard like range DPS in a way. Especially if it used a lot of aura sort of type healing, so like a lot of area effect healing, and they weren't getting enough. Maybe it wasn't getting enough heals going. I don't know. I mean, they could have worked it out, I'm sure. I mean, this way they are kind of a support, like, especially if, depending on what songs they play, well, not songs, what dances they do, you are supporting your party. You know, as a bard, I've always felt like I am kind of supporting my party. I'm helping them, giving beneficial buffs. I can, you know, help with some, you know, boost some healing on certain people and stuff like that. And I can take things off, effects off of people. So there is a support type factor there. I do think we needed another healer. Didn't work out. Did not work out. But I can understand if you were a healer and you were looking forward to a new class. I really do. I feel you on that one. But we got a range DPS, and we have to live with it. And this is where it's going to be. All I can say is, like, the next class will have to be a healer. It will have to be a healer. And then we can theorize, like, what could it be? What could it be going? Like, I'm not up to date. Like, I don't know all the different classes of Final Fantasy and stuff like that. That's not really my thing. Like, I've never gotten into it, but a lot of people have been throwing around like green mage. A lot of people have been throwing around maybe like a druid like class. I'm not sure if that's a thing. I have looked up that if there was a druid in Final Fantasy. Apparently it is, but it's only in like tactics or something. So I don't know, but definitely the next class will have to be a healer, especially because of how many DPS are going in. Like this, I don't know if this will have to be in patch stuff or what. I don't know. I think it's going to be how much of a fuss gets kicked up, I imagine. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so Dancer throwing weapons. It's not just going to be like just rings. It can be shuriken. It can be a whole different thing. So they're going to do a bunch of stuff with that. A lot of the moveset they were showing, like they showed a short video, looked pretty cool. I think it will play similar to Bard. I just don't think it will be dot based, I imagine. I think it will be more of a, like, it won't depend on crits as much, I think. Because like that's just like Bards are very RNG in ways sometimes. And like whether we get a crit to proc or not, you know, it can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. But I don't think Dancer will be that way. I don't think it'll have dots and stuff like that. I think this one will be more like keeping dancers up, and those dancers will unlock abilities and things like that. Trying to think of like a class that may be similar to. It could be in a way similar to like a dragoon with is it Blood of the Dragon? I'm trying to remember. You know, like you got to keep the gauge up, and then that allows you to use different abilities and stuff, and you do combos. I'm having a feeling it might go that way. I have a feeling it could resemble a little bit of Dragoon, like a ranged Dragoon in a way, but with Bard songs in a way. Yeah, that Bard aura type abilities. That will be interesting to see. It will be interesting to see. Like I said, seeing some of these big boys twirling and flipping and doing all the rest of it, it's gonna be amazing to see. I guarantee there are gonna be just male row dancers everywhere. And I wonder if they're gonna have like a performance type sort of thing. You know how like bars have performance things where we can play music and stuff. I wonder if they will have like a dancing type performance thing. I would not be surprised. I really wouldn't. But yeah, so sucks for healers. I feel for you, like especially if you're looking forward to a new class and really like you just main healers and stuff. As a ranged DPS guy, I mean that's cool. I get something different. So this dancer will start apparently at 60. It's a tentative thing, but I imagine it will be at 60 because you know Red Mage and Samurai were at 50, and then you know Dark Knight and Machinist and Astrologian were 30. So I'd imagine it will be 60. And the quest will start at Limsa Lominsa. So then we get to the races. Yes, the new character races that are coming in. We knew about Vera. They had only been showing female Vera. So everyone was asking, can we be male Vera? Can we be man bunnies? Can we be that? Apparently not. No. Apparently lore reasons is that male Vera don't come out of the forest. They don't come out of the forest at all. Like it's just not a thing that female Vera do. But male Vera do not come out of their sort of their home forest and stuff. So they like makes no lore sense, so we're not gonna do it. So that got everyone up. Everyone was like, you're gender locking and all the rest of it. Apparently this was a problem in 1.0. According to some guildmates of mine, that it was a bit of an issue. I was not around for 1.0, so I can't confirm that or anything, but people got up in an uproar. Well, the loud part did. Me personally, like I was never gonna be a Vera. That was never a thing for me, so I was never worried about it. And I do tend to play female characters, like that's just my thing. I like to look nice, I guess. And I will admit that armor sets look better on a female character. They do. It just blatantly does. Like I played a male character for probably the first 3 years I played this game. The sets that I had on them looked far better on a female character. Just saying, just personal taste. So yeah, I mean, it was a bad day for you if you wanted to be a male Vera dancing healer. It was a very bad day for you. Like, I feel sorry for you if that was you. But yeah, so you cannot be a male Vera. It sucks. It does. I will probably guarantee you they will probably give you male Vera at some point. I really do, especially if people really, really want it. They will probably put it in a patch or something like that. Guarantee it. They'll make it a quest thing or something like that, or I don't know. They will make it. They'll probably make it a thing. Same with Hrothgar. So Hrothgar, they were basically their answer to, oh, okay, you can't play a male Vera. How about playing a male Hrothgar, but you can't be a female Hrothgar? Yeah. So they gender locked that one too. So they kind of tried to answer not being able to play this one with giving you that one, but you can't play that one if you want to be a female one, so you gotta compare play that one. So, yeah, it felt a little bit messy in a way. I think it was planned. I think this is what they were always gonna do. But yeah, I mean, Hrothgar, they basically just look like rows with cat heads on top with tails. So if you're into that stuff, that's cool. Apparently they got a lot of customization things for their heads and stuff. You can put horns on them, different looking patterns and noses and all this stuff. Apparently all the character customization stuff's going to be in the benchmark, so we'll have a look at that when it comes out. But yeah, so no female Hrothgar, no male Vera, and that got a lot of people up in a bit of a stink, especially the man bunnies. The people that wanted to be the man bunnies, they did not like that. So, but like I said, I guarantee you, at some point in time, they'll be like, all right, take your man bunnies, take your female giant buff cat ladies, take them. If you want them, take them. I guarantee you, it will happen. It won't be at launch. It won't be. I think if they see that need of the community to have these characters, have these playable races, I think it will come. I really do. But yeah. So if you, like I said, if you wanted to be a male Vera dancer healer, you did not have a good day. You didn't. So they did show off some other stuff too. They showed a little bit of the raid content and stuff like that that's coming. We obviously knew about the Nier Automata sort of themed 24-man raid, or the Alliance raid. I am super excited for that. Seriously, like that. I want to see the gear. I want to see the gear from that. Like, I almost wish, like, you got like weapons and stuff, because that would be like the Nier themed gear would look like weapons and stuff looked amazing. Would look amazing. But I don't think it's gonna happen, unfortunately. But yeah, so I'm excited to see the gear, and then also like the bosses and stuff, like giant mechanical bosses. Be interesting to see where they set it. I think because it's going to be in the first, they can be a little more, you know, they can sort of go nuts a little bit more, because there's not a set sort of theme of the world. Like for us, like to do this Nier themed raid, we would have to do it something like in the Empire. It'd have to be a Magitech-y type thing in a way, because that's the only mech type things we have of a Magitech. We're here, they can basically do what the hell they want. They're just like, well, this is what their world's like. They have these things, you know. The Magitech is it is this thing. This is what it is. So I'm looking forward to that one. I really am. The Nier raid stuff, 24-man raid. It could be cool. It could be very, very cool. And then they also talked about the 8-man raid stuff. Apparently this is being sort of the director and the designer is Tetsuya Nomura. He's the guy behind a lot of Final Fantasy stuff and also Kingdom Hearts stuff. And they show off a little bit of character art. This sort of girl called Gaia. Name-wise, it makes you think like, oh, maybe they're going for a little bit of Norse stuff, maybe a little bit of Greek mythology stuff. I don't know. Maybe mythology in general, maybe. I don't know. Because apparently the whole thing is going to be around restoring the elements back to the world, because the light has like stripped all of this, all of the things, all the elements from the land. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. And then also people are like, oh, she has a hammer, and apparently we don't have hammers in Final Fantasy other than, you know, crafting hammers, but we don't have war hammers in any sense. So they're like, is something going on there? You know, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it could be a potential future weapon set. I think if they can get this Gaia sort of fights alongside us and she has some movesets and stuff, they could take, you know, the hammer movesets and move it to another character. People were saying like hammer healer, like doink, you're healed, doink, you're healed, or something like that. Or they just use magic, you know, as a staff or something like that. But I don't know, it seems pretty cool. They got if they could do like some crazy ass shit like Kingdom Hearts does, I'd be kind of into that. I would be. Hopefully it doesn't go too nuts though. I think the whole some people will be like, oh, okay, we don't need to go full Kingdom Hearts here. We don't need to go full Kingdom Hearts here. But see about that one. And yeah, I think that was relatively it. They went into a lot more of the patch stuff that's coming up. We got a new patch coming in 4 days, or 3 days now, I guess, at time of recording. This one is going to be, I think, more story-based. It's not going to be sort of around a dungeon or anything like that. It's story missions, Hildebrand stuff, and Beast Tribe stuff. So, yeah, it should be a fun time. I'll probably end up recording that, like, show my playthrough of it, and we'll have a look and we'll break it down a little bit and stuff. Especially because this will be the step into Shadowbringers, and this will take us right up to when Shadowbringers will start. That quest will come from that last person we talked to. So it's exciting stuff. So we'll see what happens there. Definitely looking like we're going to be facing off against sort of Asian Xenos in a way. So we'll see what's going on there. They also like set the dates for the data center expansions. They also set the world visit system, the dates for that and all that. That will be in April, I'm pretty sure. And then May, they're going to do a lot of sort of maintenance stuff, a lot of tweaks and things. I don't know if they're going to start looking at the combat stuff that they wanted sort of change and all that. But apparently, like, they'll be doing a massive letter from the producer thing, like a good, like, because like I think the last one before Stormblood was like a 3-hour one. They're gonna do something like that. So they'll just explain everything that's coming out, all the changes to the classes, all the different things. So it's gonna be cool. And yeah. Then it'll be early access on the 28th, and then the full on the 2nd? Yeah. I'm excited, though. Oh, I'm excited. It's gonna... Like, every time they've stepped it up with these expansions, like, I felt Heaven's Ward was stepped it up from Realm Reborn. Stormblood stepped it up from Heaven's Ward. Let's hope they continue that. I'm just excited to have some new stuff. I'm excited for new stuff. Like I said, sorry if you were excited to get a new healer class. Unfortunately, unless they do like a crazy, like, yo, we got another class coming before the launch. I think that might be the healers you got are what you got. At least for now. But definitely the next class will have to be a healer. I don't think we need any more DPS for a little while. Speaking as a DPS player, by the way. Yeah, I think that's definitely a thing. The gender locking stuff, I think that's gonna go away pretty quick. I think if enough people has issues with it, I think the guys at Final Fantasy would be like, all right, here's your male bunnies. Here's your female buff cat ladies. There you go. I think that's what's gonna happen. I would not be surprised. They'll be like, yeah, we'll tweak the lore now. We're sorry we didn't do it right away. So yeah, I'm sorry if it didn't go down for you so well. But there's some exciting stuff coming. And hopefully it's going to be good. But yeah. Alright guys, that's it for us. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. If you are new here, check around the channel. See if you like anything. And if you do, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. We're a growing channel. Just ticking on going. Welcome all the new guys. Welcome all the new subs. Thank you to all the guys who've been here for however long you guys are stuck with me. I appreciate every one of you. You're super cool, and all the nice comments and stuff. You guys are great. Yeah. All right, guys. Catch you later. Peace. Bye.